Honorable Judge Page Reese Whitaker presiding.
Good morning. Everybody can be seated. All right. We have a lot of issues to get through on our non-jury days for the next few days. Take the easy ones first. The state's motion in limine about overruling whatever objection the defense might ever offer to evidence on the basis of 403 waste of time and the defense response in opposition thereto. I am ruling for the defense on that one for all of the reasons stated in Mr. Weinstein's response in opposition. Takes care of that one. The motion in limine by the state to revisit the court's ruling excluding State's Exhibit 52AY. I have considered that, and I will not be changing my ruling on that. The couple of uncharged post-indictment intrinsic acts that were still outstanding. I've got one question on the circumstance that involved Mr. Ryan and the fight. And I can't remember which co-defendant, but there was a co-defendant who entered a guilty plea and attested to a conversation having been had about protecting a YSL member in the jail and hurting somebody else. What was that about? Do y'all remember that? And did that have anything to do with this? Or
No,
were those unrelated?
that was before this.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the court has determined that neither the Ryan situation nor the alleged passing of Percocet to defendant Williams in court meet the requirements to be an intrinsic act. And so I am not going to admit either of those. And I've also reconsidered, thought again about my ruling out the Stillwell situation of some contraband being in his cell. And I'm going to stand on my ruling with regard to that as well. One question I saw in my notes, something about the search for Attorney Johnson, the search of Attorney Johnson's laptop, and something that Defendant Williams had requested with regard to that. Can you, Mr. Steele, refresh my memory on what that was about?
Yes, can I have just 1 second?
Sure.
Your Honor.
Yes.
The court. Good morning, Your
Good
Honor.
morning.
Can I make a statement to the court without the prosecutors here and without the media, so it would be on a sealed record? And then if you believe it should not be sealed, obviously I will repeat it, or you can have Ms. Winfrey read it back. But I believe that in an abundance of caution.
Come on up.
Okay.
appreciate that. Mr. Steele, and that can be sealed to the extent this record ever goes anywhere. All right, I know that there are some things outstanding that concern Mr. Ryan, and there's been a request that that be handled tomorrow instead of today. That's fine. So I'll set that aside for now. I appreciate everybody submitting case law on the issue of whether the RICO conspiracy can be established based on an overt act that's not alleged in the indictment. Frankly, it's a lot of stuff to read, and since some of the submissions were late last night, or, you know, basically all throughout the day yesterday, I have not read all of that, so we'll take that up at some other time, and that's really more of an end of trial issue for us anyway. Okay. I think we're ready to argue and consider the motion in limine. What was it, 62, I guess? All right.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. Thanks.
Your Honor, I just handed this honorable court and the parties, although I ran out of copies, I just gave it to Mr. Matthews. The case I cited in motion limiting number 62, Ebersole, E-B-E-R-S-O-L-E versus State. It's 371 Georgia Appeal, 520. It's in Division 1C as in Colette. It's 901 Southeast 2D, 572, 2024 case. And Your Honor, what happened in our case previously, and I understand this honorable court was not with us, but the prosecution through ATF agent Hearsay was testifying. He was at one time with Cobb County Police Department, and he was the lead detective on a case against Mr. Jimmy Winfrey, and that is in Cobb County case number 15-9-2765. And he was asked by Prosecutor Hilton about a jail call. And the jail call had something to the effect of, when Mr. Winfrey comes home, he will be given a Porsche and $250,000. It was something to that effect. And Ms. Hilton then asked Detective Hearsay, within approximately a month from that time, that jail call that the jurors just heard, did in fact Mr. Winfrey enter a guilty plea? I objected. That guilty plea was vacated and found to be coerced by the Georgia Supreme Court in Winfrey, W-I-N-F-R-E-Y versus State, 304 Georgia, 94 816 Southeast 2D 613 2018. And it says specifically in that case that that guilty plea is void, is null, and cannot be used for any purpose. We approached the predecessor judge, and he said he didn't know about that case. It's all on the record. It was at the bench. And I said, well, here's the site. And he said, well, I'm not going to read it. And I said, well, I'm going to cross him on it, and I'm going to subpoena the lawyers. And I put them on my witness list who entered that plea. And I have a certified copy of the Supreme Court opinion vacating it. And the predecessor judge said I couldn't do any of that. Ms. Hilton then came back to the podium and asked Agent Racy the next series of questions. Well, was that plea, for whatever reason, vacated? And a short time later, did Mr. Winfrey enter a guilty plea? I again objected. I was not allowed to go into it. The essence of this motion, number 62 of Mr. Williams, is I believe that that's already a constitutional violation. So it has to be harmless beyond a reasonable doubt. Because
Was there any kind of instruction?
no, no, it was, I can't cross on it. Mr. Matthews can't cross on it. We were all barred. And it came out that way, that Mr. Winfrey pled guilty. And this dealt with the April 26, 2015 tour bus shooting of a gentleman named Dwayne Carter. He's a phenomenal artist, musical artist, known as Lil Wayne. So the state gets that in. Now, the predecessor judge did keep out the indictment on my objection, because the indictment names as co-conspirators, unindicted co-conspirators, Mr. Williams in that event, and it was a RICO count. The further objection was that Mr. Winfrey, he didn't really plead guilty. This is the most favorable Alford plea, and I attached it to Mr. Williams' number 62 that, that I have seen, where the predecessor judge specifically, excuse me, not the predecessor judge, Judge Staley, it's S-T-A-L-E-Y, and it's Staley Clark, C-L-A-R-K, Cobb County Superior Court. She specifically acknowledges that this is not a guilty plea. This is a best interest plea. He's not entering admission of guilt. The Honorable Steve Sadow, which is Steve, S-T-E-V-E, and Sadow is S-A-D-O-W, was the lawyer. He specifically said that we are doing this just because it's been 5 years and Mr. Winfrey wants to get out of custody. And I attached that, and I have a certified copy of that Alford plea. Anyway, the way it came in was so wrong, and we had cases that we were citing to the predecessor judge explaining that a person who's not testifying, the fact that they pled guilty, people plead guilty for any numerous reasons, should not be allowed to come in against Mr. Williams and the others here. So going forward, I put this on this court, honorable court's radar, because it is my belief and understanding, and if it's not going to happen, that's great, that Mr. Kendrick has pled guilty to being in a criminal street gang, specifically YSL, when he was with Mr. Martinez-Arnold. Martinez-Arnold is going to be a witness, but he did not plead guilty to that charge. And it's my understanding that the state intends to have an exhibit, a certified copy of the guilty plea of Mr. Kendrick. And that should not come in against Mr. Williams or any of the other people here for the same reason.
Let me stop and ask the state. Is your position that it comes in against anybody other than Mr. Kendrick?
I don't believe that a certified copy of Kendrick's conviction would be admissible against another defendant besides Kendrick. And additionally, we intentionally did not tender the certified for Jimmy Winfrey.
For Mr. Winfrey.
Correct. The court did not preclude us. We did not tender it.
Right. Okay, so is it the state's position that not the certified copy of the conviction, but the fact of Mr. Kendrick pleading guilty to, it was gang activity and the gang being YSL. What's the state's position on that with regard to that information coming in on anybody else?
I think that his guilty plea, the fact of his guilty plea is admissible against him, and I don't believe that it's admissible in normal cases against anyone else. In this circumstance, I also don't believe that it is. At this time, I don't believe the cases that I've read suggest that it would not be admissible against another defendant. That's
all right. I mean, I think that's generally correct. So I know I think I've mentioned before needing a limiting instruction, and I know we're not quite at that stage yet, but I don't know when you intend to introduce that. And
not for the next 2 weeks, I believe.
okay. Well, can you go ahead and be trying to put together whatever appropriate limiting instruction there would be? And then I would think that the position of both the defense and the state would be the same with regard to Mr. Ryan's murder jury verdict.
Right. Well, yeah, I know that the court, I know we addressed it.
In terms of her
When's
car
the
window
other
being
shooting?
shot out, March 16th.
Okay, so let's not worry about that one. March 12th. This is the only way that y'all are establishing a shooting at Waters Road on March 12th? Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor. The state can call other witnesses or evidence about that shooting, but we intended to call and introduce this cat report 911 currently.
I understand that y'all want to. Was that the only evidence that y'all were going to put up that this occurred on March 12th? Was this 911 call and boyfriend or husband and the discovery that on March 13th this window was shot out? That's how y'all are going to establish a shooting on March 12th?
In order to cut down witnesses, Your Honor, we have other witnesses. We could call Ms. Zachary, we could call the responding officer, but in order to shorten, we get the complaint that we need to shorten the case. And so what we're trying to do is there's a 911 call. There's two 911 calls. There's a 911 call from March 12th.
Okay, are you planning to introduce that?
Yes, that's the day before.
Okay, but after the shooting occurs, correct?
The 911 calls as the shooting occurs, the woman is in her house and she said, they're shooting down my street.
Okay,
Yes.
so why isn't that enough?
Because this was the further evidence of that. So that's why we're playing the two 911 calls, because the March 12th call, right, there shows that she called, the first caller never went outside. All she says is there's shots fired. On March 13th, when that witness goes outside, she sees that her car has been riddled by bullets. Now, there's additional evidence that Ms. Zachary would bring in that her daughter heard the gunshots the night before, but we're not bringing that in. So what we're trying to do is tie in the first call from March 12th and then the call from March 13th. There's more evidence, but we're trying to, as best, get in what is relevant to establish that there was a shooting. Again, all of these shootings are in response to what happens in February with Wyeth and Lucci getting stabbed.
Is it riddled with bullets?
When you say, excuse me, maybe I shouldn't say riddled with bullets, but there are bullet holes in her vehicle.
How many?
I believe there's one to her vehicle. Your
Okay.
Honor.
Y'all can no.
Your Honor.
Just no. We have got to figure out some things that we can do without in this case, and this is one of them. And not because it's hearsay or confrontation clause. Just because it's just too much. Waste of time. Okay, let's move on to the next.
Your
one.
Honor,
Yes.
May I just ask for clarification? Does that also apply to Frederick? I believe it's Frederick Whetstone, the boyfriend that lives there.
Yes, he
Okay.
doesn't need to testify either.
Okay, thank you.
If we have established the shooting occurred, we don't need more people establishing that the next day they discovered that the shooting occurred. All right, let's move on to the next.
Your Honor, may I have
Yes.
some clarification? Just the court is excluding the 911 call. What is it that the court is excluding?
Yes, that 911 call from whomever the next day that she discovered that there was a bullet to her car.
Okay.
And whoever that is, the boyfriend or the husband who was going to come and say, yeah, there was a bullet to the car.
Okay, he wasn't only going to testify to that. And
What
I know
else
that
was he going to testify to?
this is a person, she and he, who have been living next to this particular location for some months at least.
Okay.
They see who comes and goes, and they see what cars, what vehicles come up to the location.
Okay.
They see the nature of the interaction
Okay.
of people with the location. And as far as that particular night goes, as Ms. Hilton said, she heard what she thought was gunfire. And we are, of course, adhering to the court's ruling regarding the 911 call. But she heard what she thought was gunfire. She saw evidence of it. They saw evidence of it the next morning. But
Okay, but
That's
he's
an
not going to testify that she, the girlfriend, heard gunfire.
no,
Okay.
he's not to test. No, no. Mm-mm.
So whomever this person is, the boyfriend or husband, is going to come say, here are the comings and goings that I noticed over the course of the last few months, including the night of this shooting. Here's who I saw, or here's what cars or whatever.
Right.
Okay, that's
this
fine.
Is what, right. This is what we anticipate from that particular witness. The female, the young woman that Miss Hilton mentioned earlier, she, in addition to showing us, or in addition to having that bullet hole in her car, she has met with us and shown us the bullet holes in her house. We don't have those photographs. I'm just telling the court what.
Was she going to testify also?
We took her name off the list.
Okay. All right.
In an effort for brevity's sake, but I'm just letting the court know that these people who live next door to that location had more to talk about than just a bullet.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's fine.
Well, Your Honor, in response to that, and I'm going off of memory, the recorded statement that is really the only record we have of what Mr. Whetstone would be adding. I believe
What's the
Mr.
name of this guy?
I believe I'm being accurate with Mr. Whetstone, but
Wesley?
Whetstone.
Whetstone, okay.
And the issue I have is, and just to be clear, Mr. Whetstone, as I understand it, is not testifying, oh, I saw a Audi with this tag number. I know, I'm just using Shannon as an example. I know Shannon, and I see him going in there.
Mhm.
The interview he gave to the police, it was much more like, man, there's all sorts of stuff going on at that house, and it's ruining our neighborhood type generalized speak. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think it's appropriate to just paint in a broad brush with testimony. And so I disagree with the state when they assert that this gentleman would be adding a lot more about what's going on with the house. It was just kind of a complaint that we all have with different people in our neighborhoods complaining about the residents of a certain house
Okay.
in the neighborhood.
All right.
Your Honor, it's not that broad, and we did provide contact information. It's not that general as it was
Okay.
placed before the court. We've provided contact information for anyone to speak to this
Okay.
person. So it's more detailed than what he
Okay,
provided.
so is it going to be something that tends to establish that the comings and goings were by a particular gang or group of people?
a particular group of people, and again, the nature, the type of traffic, if you will,
Meaning,
at the house.
meaning what?
He will not be saying, oh, there's drug dealing going on at the house, but just the frequency of different visitors to the house, the vehicles he observed at the house,
And the vehicles are going to be tied to,
what YSL members, one in particular. Well, one in particular belongs to Mr. Williams, for instance. For instance, I'll leave it there.
okay. Well, if he is going to be able to testify to seeing particular vehicles, with, you know, whatever frequency he's going to testify to, and there's something that ties those vehicles to these defendants or other YSL members, then that seems relevant. So,
Thank you, Your Honor. And yes, it was the Waters Road, obviously, the court has heard us say before, is a YSL spot.
right.
And the shootings and the activity at the house.
Right.
What we're, yes.
Okay. All right. All right, so the next thing that we need to look at is in item 4B, I guess. And this is, oh, it's our same, Mr. Sumlin. Okay, and the objection is? What? Anybody want to argue this one? Okay. So it's a picture of Mr. Sumlin, and then there's a post chasing that money, but my past chasing me. And I guess the objection to that is, and that's the purpose for which this is introduced, is for the language of the post.
That's part of it. No.
Well, what's the other part?
It's number 126 on our indictment.
Overt Act number 126.
And Judge, I'll just, while the court is looking at the indictment, where he is displaying prominently that center tattoo on his person of YSL, obviously, along with all the others, and making that post. The fact of the posing on social media with the gang name in the middle and Slime Life for his slime for life on his arm and asserting publicly chasing that money, but his past chasing him, we would argue reflects at least part of what we are alleging that the gang has done or does in furtherance of the enterprise itself, obtaining money and property through a pattern of racketeering activity, him chasing that money, but his past chasing me, we would argue suggests that he has done things that were not legal. And this is an argument, this is one obviously that could be made at the end. The jury could infer from what they are seeing many things, but particularly we posted or we named this as an overt act, number 126.
Okay, and that was posing for the photo that he put on his account, displaying gang tattoos, not the post, not the language. What you put in the indictment is
the description of it. Yeah, the description of what happened. He posed.
Did post for a photo released on someone's Instagram account displaying gang tattoos with YSL on his chest and slime for life on his right arm, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Right.
Okay.
And the language, the language further shows how he is furthering the conspiracy.
How
by
is
saying,
that furthering the conspiracy?
chasing that money, but his past chasing him suggests that he not only does things or has done things that perhaps in chasing that money that are not legal, he is continuing to chase that money in ways that are not legal.
What suggests that he is doing anything illegal by chasing that money?
Your Honor.
Isn't that what pretty much all of us who aren't independently wealthy have to do every day of our lives?
Your Honor, I'm not saying that it is with certainty that this is what he is saying. What I'm saying is that it is evidence that tends to, or that has a tendency to make a portion of our assertions or our allegations in the indictment true to the extent that it is relevant that he made or said that, made that statement on that posting. He is representing YSL. He is.
I mean, obviously, you know, it's all over his body, but how is the post, the language representing YSL?
The language, it's as if he said, I stay ready, or
It really doesn't seem to say that.
I didn't say
You
he-
can put that post in the picture without the language. Okay, what's next? File 5. Okay, this is another post. And this is also an overt act alleged. Is that right?
It is. It is.
Okay. Pose for a photo with the caption, suit up, it's wartime. Okay. All right. And what's the objection? What's the objection, y'all?
Your Honor, speaking on behalf of Mr. Stillwell, our objection is any of these comments on the right that
Past the suit up and lace up your boots one, the ones below that, or including?
including.
Okay, well, given that that is what they allege to be an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy, I think that one is going to come in. Does the state need the comments below that?
Mr. Stillwell, the OG bull with Shannon Stillwell, and one Obama.
Okay. Okay. Who is that?
Antonio Sumlin.
Okay.
Is who?
Antonio Sumlin.
Is who?
One Obama is.
Right. So, and maybe I'm missing the bigger picture here. Who is Slime Bing Bing?
Your Honor, a person who is an associate of Shannon Stillwell and Antonio Sumlin, whose statement that suit up and lace up your boots is wartime was adopted and commented on favorably by Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Sumlin. Mr. Stillwell in posting, and Mr. Stillwell is reflected and tagged in it, and is posting the green heart emoji and the green snake emoji in response to it,
That's not accurate. That's not accurate. There's someone that we don't know who it is, and that's why I was confused, Your Honor, when you asked about after it's lace up your boots, it's wartime. Someone we don't know who it is. We're suggesting that he's an associate. I don't know how we're making those assumptions or suggestions if we don't even know who he is. And then we have who's said to be my client doing a green heart and a whatever that is. I think it's
I don't know what that is.
whatever it is. It's some sort of amphibious creature, it appears. Anyways, that's a reaction to the photo. I don't know where the state's asserting that this is some sort of adoption of someone else's comment. My client's in a photo, and he's not replying to the comment. You can reply to a comment if you want on these social media posts. He's just replying to a photo that he's tagged in. So I don't know under what theory of law, respectfully, with the confrontation clause in place and hearsay rules in place, that we would just allow Slime Bing Bing his out of court statements just in.
Your Honor,
and the fact that the state alleges it in an indictment does not move me in the least. I mean, we had no part in drafting this indictment, obviously, but just because the state alleges something in an indictment doesn't suspend the rules of evidence.
This would be the evidence by which they would establish that.
Well, I understand that, but it's still the rules of evidence, and I know you know this, Your Honor, but the rules of evidence still apply, even if they've asserted that.
They can't hear you. Well, I mean, the picture is,
Yeah.
Who knows whether,
Right. Who knows anything about?
I mean, honestly, y'all, if this were, it looks like these people are cleaning up a playground. I'd be like, yeah, if I were the defense, yeah, let's talk about this. Look at these bad guys. But hey, that's what the state wants in for whatever reason. I don't know how anybody would find this to be an act in furtherance of gang activity, but
Well, that's why.
They could argue that, I
I'm-
guess.
well, that's why I'm concerned with this. I agree with you. I don't necessarily have a problem with the picture. It's the caption by Slime Bing Bing that casts this in a different light, and I don't believe. Well, first of all, we don't know his government name, and I have no reason to believe that that person is testifying.
I don't think they know who it is either.
Your Honor,
Yes.
there's a extremely popular song by artist Lil Wayne, grew, Grew, up, a screw up, and specifically it states, suit up and lace your boots up. It's wartime. So, this happens a lot in our case, but a lot of people just cite lyrics.
Mm.
And for that reason also, I mean, yes, we can cross on it, but it's just the same pattern. It doesn't show we are now going to war, so we'd ask for it to be excluded.
Your Honor, with respect to, I think that the court had it exactly right, except the court's comment on the significance of it. But this is something that we've alleged. This is the evidence of what we've alleged. And we'd ask to be able to show the evidence that the state believes proves its case.
Okay, well, I'm going to permit it, and then y'all can all have a fun time arguing it, because... Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this is in folder 6, item B, I guess. Screen grab of the first few seconds of the video.
Yes, Your Honor. So there's a video that the state and defense, we agree. It's a video that's played on a loop 3 times. We're only going to play the first time that the video was played. However, early in the video, Mr. Williams is seen throwing up the YSL sign. It's very quick. And
Okay.
so 73-E55 just a screen grab of that initial portion, similar to what we've done with the surveillance videos that we entered. We might have the video, but we capture a screenshot of a particular portion when he's done.
And it's not shown, I mean, it's shown in the first thing, right?
Yes, this is it.
So if I watch what's in the one before that, I'll,
And we can share it on our website. But we just want to play it on our website.
and what's the objection?
Your Honor, there are so many videos that have come into evidence and are coming into evidence of Mr. Williams holding his hands.
Cumulative
Yes. And then it's cumulative
of
on
the
top of
video.
cumulative. Yes.
Yes, sustained, you can
This is
see
the
it
one where he
just
says
as
murder
easily.
gang bitch. This is different.
This is different. He says murder gang bitch, and he's also with Obama, another associate. We don't have, let me see this.
Okay,
This is
so
something-
the screen grab is excluded as cumulative.
But we can introduce the first 15
Yes.
seconds.
Couldn't hear, but I think the state agreed because it's on a loop, so it just plays
The
it's very
first
short.
is what it says.
So it's just
yeah.
one time is what I asked.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so then we can move down, I believe, all the way to folder 15. Who's Autopsy?
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Steele earlier. We just need to confirm with Dr. Sim Stanley regarding the autopsy photos, and making sure that we've selected the ones that she will need in order to explain Mr. Drink's injury. So we can just I hope to meet with her the end of this week so that we can select those photos, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's fine. The autopsy report, what's our issue with that?
Your Honor, my general
Sorry, we can't hear you, Ms. Hilton.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, my general practice with the ME is to introduce her report at the conclusion as a part of the record. It does not go back to the jury.
Okay.
However, I believe defense counsel will object to that.
I never understood introducing something just for the record. I mean, if the witness needs to refresh her memory, I have no problem with that, but I object to it going into the record unless there's a reason. I definitely object the jury ever seeing it or being published, but that was my objection. I don't see any reason to say we're going to admit an autopsy report, but then we'll pretend like it never was in the record. It shouldn't be in the record in the first place.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't go back with the jury, and I sort of hear both sides, so just tender it at the time. 16, folder 16. So whose firearm is this? Why is this coming in?
This is one of the firearms found at Waters Road.
Okay.
On the 16th. And just to add a little bit more contextual details, in one of the, or actually more than one of the wiretap calls, I think the court's already heard, where they're referencing the weapons at Waters Road. And
Okay, and this is just found laying on this table at the time they come in there?
it's one of the weapons that's in there.
That's fine, I'll admit that. All right, folder 18.
Your Honor, we can withdraw. It's just the 2 search warrants.
Okay.
So that's fine.
They're withdrawing.
We're not going to make the search warrant.
Okay, then folder 21 would be our next one.
Same thing, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Okay, then folder 23 looks like our next one. And I need to look at 5168. So who wants to argue about 5168? Nobody wants to argue about 5168.
Could someone just, we've reviewed all these, but I'm
Okay, well, you see there, like, each of the folders is numbered, so it's in number 23, and if, once you open it, it's 5168. All right. All right, folder 26.
Yes, Your Honor, for folder 26, that's Mr. Ryan. I think that's Act 180, right?
I mean,
And you're not
I'm
able to,
just-
okay.
Go ahead.
You're not able, if you watch the video, you're not actually able to see who's actually posting it. It's alleged to be on my client's page, but you can't actually see him. And you see somebody else playing, or I guess watching the TV, and you don't know who's actually speaking either.
Okay. We're not gonna, there doesn't seem to be audio, right?
No, there's audio, Your Honor.
Okay.
And so you have Mr. Ryan, it appears, because he posted it on his page.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, while in prison. And the video is of, we believe, Mr. Ryan watching Mr. Eppinger get a bond on TV. So they're in prison. Similar, he has his cell phone in prison, and he's watching Mr. Eppinger get a bond, and he says, free, he's a number of different things, but he talks about slat, free, this YSL, we getting bonds on this shit, some other language.
So is there audio where somebody is saying that?
Yes, Your Honor. And we can play it.
All right, because when I just hit play, there's no audio, but that may be because of my settings on my computer. So, yeah.
Mr. Atkins is pulling it up, Your Honor.
It's because I had my volume turned all the way down.
Sometimes that happens.
So let me, actually, it may just be easier than joining the Zoom if I just hit play again now that the volume is up. Nope.
We're almost there.
It's on here. Let's start that over.
Yeah, man, free my nigga Big Brish, man. Yeah, man, life chain gang. Fuck that boy. Fuck that boy. Strike that baby. Yeah, man. Free my nigga Big Brish, man. Fuck the DA. Yeah, we catching the bun on this shit. Yeah, we about to catch that bun, fuck nigga. We coming to get you. You know what it is. Yes, sir. That's in the hood right here, gang. Free the gang. Yeah, YSL shit. That's the hood right here, son. Yeah. Slack Benny. Man. Slack, man. Free the game. Happy to get more blind, though, so it ain't more blind, okay. Fuck Rashawn the Devil Boy. Yeah, man. Free my nigga Big Brish, man. By the way, the game way. Big Brish with the big head, man. They gave my nigga a bun today, man. Smell me. YSL. YSL? They gave my nigga a bun today, y'all. Shit crazy. What? Right now.
And what's the argument for this exclusion that you don't know who posted it?
You don't know who posted it, don't know who the speaker is, don't know who the second speaker is either.
Okay, and what's the state's response?
Your Honor, the circumstantial evidence in this particular case will allow the jury to infer that it was Ms. DeWilliams' client. And at the very least, these are co-conspirator statements furthering the gang, furthering support of the gang, and publicizing their support of the gang, announcing support of the gang.
And
But
who's this going to come in through?
this would come in through the investigator who saw this post and captured this
Okay.
post
All right.
on Mr. Ryan's
I'm
account.
going to admit that over objection.
It's also going to be a foundation issue, and it'll cause for speculation.
What do you mean?
Because we
Calls
don't
for
know who's speaking.
speculation?
We don't know who's speaking. We don't know who has access to the phone or to his account.
That'll be things that you can cross-examine on. Okay, 28. I don't know how to get out of this one. An Excel spreadsheet. Which one am I looking at?
You're going to look at the one that says highlight. I believe highlighted MMS.
Okay. That's like red and green?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And what is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. What is? Oh, sorry, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, this is the Verizon text messages that were entered a few weeks ago, Your Honor. Investigator Viverito, when she was reviewing the information, in order to make it easier for her to know who was talking, she just did color highlights.
Okay.
We will do some form of this, but as a demonstrative, Your Honor, because if you just read the Excel spreadsheet, it's difficult. So what she did in order to assist her is color code different speakers. And Your Honor, generally, the content in this text message is the conspiracy to stab Mr. Rayshawn Bennett. This is where that act begins, when they are planning it via the text messages. And the individuals involved are Mr. Khalif Adams, Demekion Garlington, Jaden Myrick through his girlfriend at the time, Ashley Ellison. And so we will introduce some form to make it easier for the jury to see. Maybe not this exact document, but there will be some demonstrative to make these text messages easier to put before the jury and
All right.
digest before the jury.
What's the objection?
I get that, Your Honor. My concern is that in this, I'll call it a demonstrative, whatever the state's working on, there is irrelevant information that's placed out of context. For instance, my recollection, the first on that colored Excel spreadsheet, the first line says something, has a phone number, and it says SB. Now, I don't know if SB is supposed to be, we don't know who sent it, first of all. I don't know if SB is supposed to be a reference to my client.
We don't intend to introduce that, Your Honor, because we don't know if it is, we cannot confirm that that is.
Okay,
Mr.
why don't
Stillwater.
y'all get in whatever form you're going to want to use, get it in that form, and then give that to the defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
And just to articulate it, my concern is the state's saying that there was a conspiracy, they're alleging a conspiracy, and they just named a bunch of people. My concern is simply, I just don't want references to my client just thrown in the midst of a demonstrative that apparently, allegedly involves a conspiracy involving other people.
Okay, well, get that in a form. Can y'all do that by the end of the day, Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right, I think that takes care of the joint motion to exclude evidence as supplemented. Okay, I had a note that the state on some co-conspirator issue with an unknown declarant called Unk, y'all were gonna figure out either excise that person's statements or come up with some kind of a limiting instruction. Has that been done?
The limiting instruction, no, Your Honor, what we looked at was excising, but
Okay.
we will give to counsel for the defendants a proposed limiting instruction and present it to the court. We have not come up with a limiting instruction. We believe that it provides context and that the court can instruct the jury that only in as much as it gives context to the other statements.
Okay, so y'all have evaluated it and believe that it isn't going to make any sense to excise the other person's statements, so you want a limiting instruction,
That
and
is-
you need to come up with that.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Would this be a good time to talk about who all we still have coming up and how long they're going to take? I think it would be. Let's talk about that.
From the defense,
Need a
we believe
bathroom
it would
break.
be a good time.
Let's do a bathroom break and let's come back and talk about that. Mind just relaying to your clients what we discussed up here. I'd appreciate it. And it's charging now, so it ought to be ready for use maybe in a few hours. I don't know, it was on there, it just wasn't secure, so it didn't charge. All right, so is the next most pressing thing to go back to those wiretap
I think so.
conversations?
I believe that would be a good.
Okay. All right, I'll give everybody a minute to get their notes on the wiretaps, and we were kind of going through this chart that has the two different reference numbers.
And Your Honor, did you have received the updated, we shortened some, the
I
court
did
had asked
not.
us to
No.
reduce it. I will re-forward the email. It was sent probably about 3-4 weeks ago, but I'll resend it to
Okay.
everyone.
I mean, maybe I did, but I haven't printed it. Is it like one of these, but just shorter? Okay, that would be great.
Can't tell you it's substantially shorter, but it is short.
Okay. Do we still have to deal with the one that had sort of bogged us down and we stopped on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. So this is exhibit.
Your Honor, I'm trying to remember if any counsel knows what number we stopped on. I was. Your Honor, now that I think about it, the call that we ended on was the one that you had just referenced that kind of got us off track. So that call was PDF page 2184 on April 1st. So I'll pick up on the next call after that, which is
Well, we've got to make a decision on
Yes,
that
Your
one
Honor.
too, so.
Did they file a response? Could you just say the call number as well? For
yes.
PDF 284, what call?
The reference number? 2158, Mr. Sharp.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Westmoreland over here. I wanted to make sure, is
Thank
this,
you.
no, it's
A
okay.
voice from somewhere.
Is this the call, Mr. Atkins? Is this the call that Attorney Harvey was arguing? Okay.
Yes.
And is this, did you guys file a response? I know the last time you asked to file a response and we were waiting on it. I haven't received it, but maybe you filed it already?
No, we were going to just
So can we go?
oral argument on it. We did not file a written response to that.
So had we finished 2119? Reference 2119 from April 1st? Yes or no? I just.
1 second, 2119 was.
I think maybe we did. I don't know.
I'm reviewing the notes, Judge.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, if it's reference number 2119,
I don't, what
PDF
I don't
page
know which
2140.
one. What is that? Is that a page number or a reference number?
so the wiretap
Yeah.
used reference numbers. I also included PDF page numbers to quickly access.
Okay.
So that's why there's both numbers, Your Honor.
Okay. So it's reference number 2119. According to this, I only see one number on this chart.
On the far left? What chart did we give her?
The first two columns, the first column is the reference number and the second column is the page number.
Computer needed not freak out because I'm going to freeze the top of the lights.
Ms. Hilton, did you resend out the condensed version?
I'm sending it now.
Okay. Because I don't see
I sent it on-
2184.
I sent it on September 21st at about 6:07 p.m.
But you're going to resend it
Yep, I just
for me. Is this where the UNC conversation is? No.
No, Your Honor. Give me 1 second, Your Honor. I'll pull up my notes on.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, those two calls were, I have the PDF page number 635 and 820, Your Honor, which are March 17th and March 18th calls, was the two calls my notes had that referenced.
The UNC.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. Thanks. Okay, so does it show that we've finished on, and I I don't know why, but I don't see a page number. But on reference 2119, did I make all the rulings that needed to be made? That's just the last thing I have anything written down for. I mean, I guess if we'd moved on to 2158, I had. And 2158 is the one that potentially has nested hearsay. Is that right? Correct. Okay.
Your Honor, actually, 2119, which is the call that had the nested hearsay, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Okay, well then that's why I didn't have anything written down on 2158 then, because we stopped on 2119, I guess.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. And the issue we've got is that nobody knows who Rel is, essentially, right?
Your Honor, I don't think that that was the issue regarding rail.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I would humbly request Attorney Harvey argue this motion, and the last time that you heard in reference to this piece of evidence, and by the way, not knowing who Rel was an issue, but that the state asked to be able to respond to our brief. And so we've been waiting on that response. From my understanding,
and now
they
you know there isn't going to be one.
and now we know there isn't going to be one, but I would humbly ask if we could do this when he's here. I'm sorry, he's just ill.
Will he be back tomorrow?
I hope so.
Okay. All right, well, we'll circle back on this tomorrow then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On 2119. Okay, so on to 2158 then. All right, and everybody has now the updated wiretap. And we're still on Garlington's, so. Yes. Okay. So what are there objections? And if so, what are they? And do I need to listen to it? Somebody.
From the context, my understanding is this call. The problem with this wiretap is it involves Mr. Garlington, who's presumed innocent of everything. Apparently, it suggests that he's involved in criminal activity, drug dealing, different squabbles that he individually has.
Mm.
My understanding from this call is he's having some sort of problems with someone, but I just, that it seems to me that that is a Mr. Garlington situation as opposed to a Mr. Stillwell or anyone else here situation. And I understand the allegation is they're part of a organization, but that doesn't mean everything you're involved in is part of that organization, even if that organization does exist. So I don't see the relevance of this call. And, of course, unless there's a hearsay exception, we're dealing with the words of Mr. Garlington, who is not going to be testifying.
Response.
Yes, Your Honor. This call, Garlington, I don't know who he is speaking with. He mentions Copeland Woody calling him, and Garlington says they are discussing seeing someone and going to blitz their ass, which the state believes, from talking to gang experts, when you blitz somebody, you're going to go shoot them, intending to kill them or at least shoot them and hurt them. And so when you're sending a blitz or you're going to blitz someone, you're going to do an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. This specific call, it's 1 minute and 14 seconds. Given that the other male, who I do not know, is the one saying we're going to blitz their ass, the state would, if I could reserve on this specific call, because absent knowing who that male is on this specific call, it's Garlington talking with him about that, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're going to give that some further consideration.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so let's move to the next one is reference 2532, page 2559. Any objection on that one? We ought to be ready on these.
We're ready. I'm just reviewing my notes.
Okay.
First, my question for the proponent of this evidence is the relevance.
Your Honor, the state's happy to articulate relevance. I do think legally to exclude evidence, the state feels so. This specific call, what ends up happening is Miles Farley, who's charged with the murder of Shamel Drinks, he ends up going to Fulton County Jail. Before he goes to Fulton County Jail, they work on trying to get him protection, specifically to figure out where in the Fulton County Jail he is, because there's a gang war going on and people are getting murdered. And so what ends up happening in these next series of calls, unpack this, is they are working on, hey, when he's in Fulton County Jail, let us know where he is so we can protect him, keep eyes on him. And what ends up happening is 9 Deuce, YFN, the same rival street gang that the state has been discussing with the murder of Donovan Thomas and also Shamel Drinks, teams up with some younger Goodfellas. Goodfellas is a very prominent gang in both prison and jails in the state of Georgia. And what ends up happening is that there's a lot of the next series of calls, for the most part, are all going to discuss Miles getting locked up, where is he going, and then he ends up getting jumped by rival gang members who allied with Goodfellas, and that creates a serious problem because Unfunk, who was a defendant in this case, and his defendant William's brother, YSL is a hybrid gang, as the state alleges, is a Goodfellas member. And so once this happens, there's a series of phone calls between Garlington, Unfunk, and high-ranking Goodfellas members in the Fulton County Jail of saying, people are telling me that YFN teamed up with Goodfellas. We didn't bless off on that. My apologies, Madam Court Reporter. So I want to give that backstory because there's like, you need to listen to these calls to unpack what I just proffered to the court.
Okay. All right, that seems pretty relevant. Any other objection?
No, Your Honor. I mean, for the record, it's hearsay, but
Okay, I think this would come in under the co-conspirator exception. All right. So our next one is 2534 and 2561. Unless are there new objections? I mean, if these are all kind of the same series of same substance.
And Your Honor, you're using the reference numbers?
I mean, I said them both.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. So PDF page 2561 is referencing this same topic. It's Garlington discussing trying to get protection for Miles. And also 2656 is a three-way call with Copeland and Garlington discussing Shannon being in jail and Miles in jail and getting protection in jail.
Okay.
So yes, Your Honor.
All right, so are there other objections other than what was already voiced with regard to the one before? 'Cause my ruling would be the same.
no, Your Honor.
Okay. So then that takes us down, that would then cover how many of those, Mr. Adkins? When do we get to the end of that?
So, Your Honor, we should. Embedded in this is PDF reference number 2779 and PDF page 2808 is in reference to Garlington and a gun. And so that.
Okay, 2779 is not on our new list, is it?
Hold on one second, Your Honor. I have.
Okay, I think this would have covered reference 2534, page 2561, as well as reference 2628, page 2656. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. My apologies. I had two XLs
okay.
up and one was the old version. So, Your Honor, we should discuss.
So then the next one on the new sheet is 2833, page 2861. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and is there objection to that?
Yes, Your Honor. We're going to object based off relevance and hearsay. And does the state know who the other party to this call is?
I don't think so, but.
Your Honor, 2861, it's the state's understanding that this is an incoming call from Frank Hubert, who's Goodfellas. He's a capo in Goodfellas. This is tethered. This individual's who these three-way calls discussing protection in the jail primarily go through. That's who the state believes this is. This covers a number of items, so the state would like to play this call.
Okay, go ahead.
But what evidence do we have that he's Frank?
2833. Did, right?
Yes, Your Honor, that's
Okay.
correct.
Did we need to address something further on 2628 first? Okay.
My apologies for I have to re-log in. My internet went out without realizing it.
Okay.
Hey, we're going with you. Scarface.
What's up, are you alright?
Hey, we're going with you.
Yeah, what you in the room?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm in the room. You know, my door don't lock, though. I come out anytime.
For real. What you order?
Hell nah, they just don't fuck with me.
Yeah, but you got that shit.
Man, that was.
Been telling me when you had them Head Right Street fucked up, why?
Oh, yeah. Shit, what you need? See, you know, if I can do it, man. Come on. Man, you know how I fuck with you. He ain't so bad.
How I know that?
Yeah, fuck it right.
How many of them niggas, how many niggas, of them niggas in your dorm?
Man, ain't one nigga, man. One nigga that goddamn. One nigga waiting for it to touch his ass so he can tell on nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Hey, so where Quay at? Where Flo Quay on?
Quay, who was that?
Huh?
Who was that? To my big nose Quay?
Nah, he on the K with AB.
Oh, don't talk about with the big nose right here. Little young nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the west floor, he on Quay. Yeah, who on AB?
Quay on the 6th floor. They be calling. They had a phone. They had a phone too with the whole what you call it, Gator.
Yeah, what Quay? Quay.
Yeah.
You talking about not. Oh, you say not JBL Quay. What Quay you talking about? He said the one got locked up JB LB. Yeah, Kel say he ain't know you. Hey, your little partner ain't never hit you back in the DM. What name, Marlon? Miles.
Did Miles ever hit?
Yeah, Molly never DM nobody back.
Nah, you know, I ain't DM his folk back.
Oh yeah, see cause we still don't know what flow he on. He got to be still on clarification. That's why we're trying to see where he is.
Yeah, he got to be on clarification.
Yeah, what's up with Quay though? What you want to do to Quay?
Nah, Quay good, he good. I was just asking who how many of them niggas done with Eddie?
Man, now it ain't number shit ain't number one. Let me see, shit ain't number one nigga in the whole unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't number one. Huh?
I said, I really ain't got nobody. See, everything straight. I was just trying to make sure them niggas ass straight, bro.
Man, you know that shit. Get away. One thing about whatever side I'm on, but whoever I'm fucking with gonna be straight on TV.
Yeah.
I ain't just got no goddamn one unit shit. They got a whole goddamn floor on both sides. Man, I got to get away. Why they know I ain't just popping my shit? Get away. I got the whole jail ready, bro. I ain't got to make one phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the whole man. Man, you don't know who your goddamn big brother is, bro. Come on, man. Man, I'm goddamn, bro. Cabo friend, boy.
I know. You know, I know what's going on.
Right, well, I got the whole, man, that way it ain't number three of us. They goddamn Cabos in this jail, but we got the whole flow. Like, I'm talking about the whole Right Street. Like, boy, we got this motherfucker on smash, bro.
That's why, listen, nigga needs, bro, my main man, you know who my main man is, bro. I need that nigga back, bro.
I already know that way. But you,
bro, them niggas so pussy. Like,
that's why I get with.
Huh?
I say, I ain't me cut y'all get with. That's why I'm so ready to get out right to get with. I got so like, get with. But that's why I got down. That's why I just told World, get with. I'm glad he just put me in a position I can be in, right? I can start my own family, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go crazy on these niggas on Scarface. Wait, why they raise them like, oh yeah, this wrong, all the shit, man, for real, bro.
And you know, like, yeah, for sure. Like, you know, the only nigga, bro, like, they let niggas come through the hood, walk through the hood, all type of shit, bro. Them niggas ain't, you know what nigga be on for real, bro.
I already know, but see, we already know something. We already know majority of them niggas ass some pussy, bro.
Like, them niggas probably doing shit like, man, they don't want no part, like, nigga. Man, bro, you know how that shit is, bro.
I already know it. That's why I got there when I come home. I'm gonna fall back for a little minute, you know what I'm saying? But get what? Boy, I'm gonna have my team walking through that motherfucker. Everybody who I fuck with, get what? I can't do nothing but call and warn nigga, but get out the way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, for real, like, yeah, I ain't I'm finna clean dirt. I'm finna, man, get what, man? Fred gave me the green light, bro. I'm finna clean that shit up, bro.
Yeah.
Man, hell yeah. Man, I ain't tripping. Long I got a nigga like him behind me. Man, shout out goddamn, man, I ain't bullshit. I'm gonna clean that shit up, stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's for real, bro. Then you know Ed, he got a nigga mad cause nigga just seen him a couple months ago. Ain't no way in the hell you back right here with me, man.
Say what?
I say Ed, he got me mad cause ain't no way in the fuck you right back here with me, talking with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that shit felt good knowing I can call him, knowing he out there, you know what I'm saying?
You say what?
I said Ed B, right?
Yeah.
I said that shit got me fucked up cause Shawty no goddamn niggas want to see him out there knowing that I can call him. That shit was a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit hurt me, Shawty right back near those like right here with me, bro. That shit, man, they can't be keep coming back this bullshit.
Yeah.
Hell no. Where the hell you at?
Yeah, man.
Where the hell you at, Scarface?
I'm right here with my cousin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Get away. You just gotta stay. Get away, bro. You just gotta stay right. You gotta stay around them niggas from the video, bro, cause you already know they ain't right.
I know it, bro. Listen, like, you know, yeah.
You gotta stay around them niggas, bro. The nigga ain't right, bro. Come on. But they ain't right. Get away. I'm telling you, you know a lot of niggas into us too.
I know who gonna pop some little bubble. I didn't have little bubble. Little bubble got down. Like man, listen, bro.
What little bubble?
Small little bubble. Yo bubble.
What bubble?
Man, little bubble. Ain't no little bubble. We check it out doing the 15.
Oh man, I don't fuck with that shit.
No.
Hey, man, that nigga, but hey, boy, you ain't gonna you know, I'm gonna goddamn be 1,000 with you. Boy, look, I ain't gonna sugarcoat that. Boy, Shawty can't be choices call, baby.
Yeah, you know, Johnny came in here with the dog. Well, you know, he didn't even tell me about it.
Man, listen.
Like,
Man, I'm telling you, listen, Shawty ain't listen, but I'm trying to tell you, we ain't got to speak on Buddy too much because he's not right. I'm telling you, boy. Oh, yeah, you know, that way he don't need to be stressing Mars no more because they supposed to be goddamn pushing up on him, you know what I'm saying? So, for goddamn giving you a heads up, don't get seen nowhere with that boy because when it come down, when it all said and done, when they get a chance to goddamn wipe it nose, they gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah, boy, nigga ain't fuck with it. He don't need to be stressing. Mom glad you told me that so I can let goddamn bro know. Yeah, shot ain't right, boy.
Oh, okay then. Good, I know.
Yeah, see, he trying to play up on some niggas so he can keep somebody around him. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. Don't be them folks trying to goddamn find the perfect time to goddamn wipe it nose, bro.
Yeah, that's just like we had like, you know, everybody around me got, you know what I'm saying, got some real shit going on.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I had what about Lil G baby? Y'all don't fuck with bro?
Yeah, fuck with G baby, yeah.
Listen though, yeah, cause
yeah.
So y'all got shit going on with them?
Nah, hell nah. All that shit straight. Long they got them that way, all them niggas that was spreading that 3 level shit PLK, all them niggas like the main ones, like the one that got a name, all them really been happening in the world, all them folks went up on the world.
Yeah, nah, because goddamn G Baby and EI got something going on. You know, G Baby my man.
I want the court to be aware. This is one of the longer wiretaps, so
Give it another try. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to be echoing anymore.
I just want to make the court aware, Your Honor. The state is more than comfortable to keep playing this call because it is important to hear what is said.
Okay.
They discuss a variety of topics. I just wanted to make the court aware of the length of this. Usually the wiretaps are quite short,
Right.
A minute, 2 minutes. This is one of the longer lengths of the call.
Okay. So maybe I could hear what the objections are so that I know what I ought to be listening for.
Yes, Your
So,
Honor.
Your Honor, specifically on behalf of Mr. Stillwell, I object. We've already heard this part where this gentleman is saying he was disappointed with SB, who I believe he's referring to my client, Mr. Stillwell, because he was just locked up in jail with him, left, and then came right back. So that assertion that the jail door is revolving for Mr. Stillwell is bad character evidence, and we're concerned about that coming in. In addition, Your Honor, we're just getting to a part involving what I believe to be someone named EI and G-Baby, and Third World is mentioned as well, and there's just a lot of it's just gossip. I don't know the relevance of all of these characters and these people in this case, because to my recollection, none of these people have come up previously, and I'm not sure what the relevance is, what they have going on. They apparently have some animosity towards each other or some of the people, but it just seems to me that these are other people that Mikion knows, that he's talking to this person about what they have going on. And finally, Your Honor, to the extent that it is relevant, again, it just seems to be gossip, not in furtherance of any conspiracy or anything of that nature.
May I be heard, Your Honor?
And me too.
Okay. Judge, thank you. Coercion Matthews here on behalf of Mr. Marquavius Huey. We did hear in the beginning of the call or somewhere where it kept mentioning, or this person kept mentioning the name Quay again, Quay. There's no indication on this call as to what Quay or which Quay they are referring to or who they're talking about. So I'm going to argue to the court respectfully that under a 403 analysis, that this part of that wiretap should be excluded or redacted out because there's no foundation to establish which Quay they're referring to.
All right.
Thank you.
And then Ms. Westmoreland.
Thank you, Your Honor. So our objections is relevant and it's hearsay because one is I don't think that the state, or I have not heard the state provide any evidence that this is Frank. I don't think that, and on our sheet it says other party, but I haven't heard anything to establish that this is Frank Hubert. Second is that there seems to be another party that is in the background. When the discussion between the two callers and reference to Quay, one of the callers seems to not know who Quay is, and he tries to guess around who's Quay. And then seeking clarity, someone else is in the background and says, you know, the Quay that was with such and such. We don't know who that person is in the background, so we're going to have a nested hearsay problem. Additionally, I think that it's not relevant. What you hear is a conversation of curiosity. Do you know where Quay is? What floor is Quay on? Is this something you want me to, do to Quay or tell Quay? No, Quay's good. Conversation in reference to Quay is over. So there's no furtherance of the conspiracy in reference to that portion of the conversation. So no furtherance of conspiracy, nested hearsay, and relevancy in reference to that portion.
All right. What's the state's response?
The state would like to finish playing the call and has.
That'll help. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
But to be clear, I do believe he says I'm Capo Frank on the call, but that's one of the. I'm going to play the call.
Okay.
Tell me about it. He didn't even tell me about it.
Man, listen.
Like,
Man, I'm telling you, listen, Shawty ain't listen, but I'm trying to tell you, we ain't got to speak on Buddy too much because he's not right. I'm telling you, boy. Oh, yeah, that way he don't even supposed to be stressing them all no more because they supposed to be goddamn pushing up on him, you know what I'm saying? So, for goddamn giving you a heads up, don't get seen nowhere with that boy because when it come down, when it all said and done, when they get a chance to goddamn wipe it nose, they gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah, boy, nigga ain't fuck with it. He don't need to be stressing. Mom ain't told me that so I can let goddamn bro know. Yo, shot ain't right, boy.
Oh, okay then. Good, I know.
Yeah, he trying to play up on some niggas so he can keep somebody around him. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. Don't be them folks trying to goddamn find the perfect time to goddamn wipe it nose, bro.
Yeah, that's just like we had like, everybody around me got, got some real shit going on.
Yeah.
So, like, I had what about little G baby? Y'all don't fuck with bro?
Yeah, fuck with G baby, yeah.
Listen though, cause
yeah.
So y'all got shit going on with them?
Nah, all that shit straight. Long they got them that way, all them niggas that was spreading that 3-level shit PLK, all them niggas, like the main ones, like the one that got a name, all them really been tapping in word, all them folks went up on the word.
Yeah, nah, because goddamn G-Baby and E.I. got something going on. You know, G-Baby my man, but E.I. that's family, but
That's family. Ain't nobody, dog. E.I. straight from my understand unless nigga need to call down now, cause he supposed to be a doozy.
yeah.
Yeah. One of my brothers that came from down there, he over there with Lil Russell. They just beat Lil Russell ass. They just beat his little pussy ass.
What?
Huh?
What?
Man, shit, they know that shit goddamn, before Russell came on here, I already had no put a green light on if they ever goddamn run into these niggas that smash, because he had no got into it with my own son out there. I hadn't heard the nigga put a gun out on my son and goddamn and pulled a slap goddamn my sister-in-law, my wife's sister.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But goddamn wife told me let it go, you see what I'm saying? So I told her shit. I told the brother let it go. Them folks like, man, hell nah, man, we don't want that nigga ass around there. Hey, man, Wayne beat his ass though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he right anyway though. I don't need rock Russell like that. Russell be trying to play both sides, bro.
Yeah, man. All these niggas like.
Yeah, so I be trying to play both sides, bro. He already know he been here something to give me when I used to goddamn bring boo to the hood, right? A nigga like that used to goddamn already be giving nigga had something to say about the shit, but one said to my face, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, what? Nigga, boo my man, I don't give a fuck what me and boo go. Nigga ain't finna fuck with her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That how when I brought G-Baby out there, like, yeah, I told we got into a shootout, bro. I'm right there shooting day. 3 niggas hop out with sticks.
You ain't tell me that?
I ain't tell you?
Hell no, you ain't tell me that.
Yeah, bro, we out there in the apartment, me, G-Baby. I had that jet call my phone, like, hey, man, y'all get butt up out of there, but I'm telling he like, bro, I never seen no shots at y'all. He like, shit, but, bro, gotta, know what I'm saying, get up out of here.
Oh, so E.I. ain't fucking with G-Baby?
Nah, they got some more little shit going on, but we got into a little shootout shit where we don't know where it came from. Like, listen, like, they saying G-Baby got one on his head, I got it on my head. Like, that's why the niggas I be around, like, I'm knowing, like, all they got the same shit going on. Like, Nord, all my folk, bro, them niggas locked up, you feel me? Me, Nord, bro, Fat, like, all they got the same shit going on, you feel me? So, like I'm with Eden because all that, like, we with each other, you feel me?
Exactly, shit. That's why I started fucking with Fat.
But we just knowing, like, all that knowing what we gonna do.
Exactly. That's why, shit, I started fucking with Fat. I started fucking with Fat on the street of you.
Huh? But
I started fucking with Fat because of you.
Because of me, yeah.
Yeah. Well, get away. Shout out Fat. Get away. I ain't get no bad vibes from Fat. Like, Fat one of the niggas, like I told Fat, shit, what you want them niggas I rock with out there? Like, I ain't get no bad vibes. I got older and got a little smaller, right? But my energy, like I be on that energy shit, like when that positive energy shit when it come around me, that shit like my body felt that shit like positive shit, all that negative shit. I don't be wanting them niggas that like rhyme, but I ain't get that from Fat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why me and Fat were rocking.
Yeah.
But I gotta see what's up. But nigga, we gotta see what's up with E.I. and G-Baby, because shit, G, from my understanding, shit, the family rocking with G-Baby and E.I.
Yeah, for sure. But I was telling E.I. on some real shit, though, like, look, my buddy been having, they say he been having money on my head since 2015, send that shit home, bro. Like,
who, to my E.I.?
Yeah, and he did a song with Illusion. That's why I was just telling him the other day, because I posted G-Baby and said, my boy on the way. He laughed at it. I'm like, man, I don't know what y'all nigga got going on.
Yeah, exactly. Get away, man. You got to get away. Hey, get away. You got and get away. But look, shit like that though, you got to check too though. Like you post some shit, you laugh at like nigga, what funny shit? Nigga ain't shit funny right here. Like nigga ain't shit funny. What the hell you mean? Like you laughing at some shit? Cause if my man though, like again, get away. A lot of that shit be back. These niggas be mad cause niggas be fucking these hoes too, bro.
Man, I know that.
Like for real, these niggas be in they feelings. Be getting niggas goddamn shot at the shit by these pussy ass hoes. Man, look, if a nigga rock with you, nigga gonna rock with you, but don't send no shots at me cause about a bitch, man.
Yeah.
Nah, for real, bro. And get what, cause I don't see why I can't like if I knew, I'd tell you, but I can't see why E.I. don't fuck with G-Baby because shit, G-Baby around them up.
You say G-Baby said, when all that when y'all had the mob shit going, like when y'all separated.
Yeah.
and goddamn, you know, G baby, with Capo Noon, you feel me? So I guess how that was going on. G baby like he gonna put some money on EI head. EI was like, EI told me about it. He was like, shit, bro, I heard it out of his own mouth. I'm like, bro, I asked him when he told me that. You feel me? Bro said, man, it's on my baby. I ain't said no. I don't know why the hell shot don't like me. He don't like me.
Man, get what you talk to EI, man. Tell EI. Because get what he.
Like we talked on the phone. Cause he asked for my number. He was like, bro, I ain't doing the Instagram shit. What's your number?
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. He like, shit, bro, I love you to death, nigga. He was like, shit, I was getting y'all beef. I ain't had shit to do with it. He like, bro, I love you to death, nigga. I ain't never goddamn did the shit you just did, like posting the nigga. He like, bro, when them niggas be around, they be around these niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, shit, I got much love for him. I always love you. He like, shit, I just can't be around you. You feel me? I'm like, shit, same way, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. And then get what? And then, like you say, when the family separated, get what? For him to have a phone, he got to be tuned in. Get what? From my understanding, by me being tuned in with these folks, get what? Everybody that was separated, like new folks and goddamn my little folks, get what? All them just sort of went up on the word. Like, shouted cleaning all this shit up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, cleaning all this shit up. Like, all them niggas supposed to be up on the third word. Like, everybody, from my understanding, from head, tweet, from goddamn noon folk, like, all them supposed to be third word right now. You see what I'm saying? And shouted making these folks prove they loyalty. Like, shit, I ain't finna just let y'all niggas screen this shit and I don't feel like y'all finna be loyal to this shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so shit, for him to have a problem with G baby, shit, he better tune in where the shit. That said shit, where the fuck was y'all?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, yeah. So shit, I know he ain't trying to call buddy. He better goddamn call and tell me somebody city shot away, cause man, shot ain't playing, boy. Shot on some other shit, boy. Shot back on his old mechanics and shit, boy.
He good. I ain't getting no
What happened, bro?
Yep. Nah, that's why I got now. Funk going there with these niggas, with them boys out here and everything. I was saying all this shit there, like we don't know who to trust.
Yeah, see, Funk just called me by oh yeah, you right there, Wood, when you just called by yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? Like Charlotte, see that word, man. Boom. So that's what I'm saying. These niggas got down. That's why I say Charlotte really good with a lot of these niggas, man. I don't want to say much on this phone, but a lot of these niggas that ain't rocking with goddamn, man. They gotta clean this shit up, Scarface.
Yeah, for sure.
Cause that's the only way it's gonna be right. You see what I'm saying? Like a nigga supposed to be that way. A nigga supposed to be cleaning them niggas up anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't be going around coming out of our house trying to see, you know what I mean, worry about who the fuck, watching other who got, like, we supposed to be clean these niggas up. Like, we really supposed to be ran them niggas ass, especially out of McKennaville. We supposed to be ran them niggas ass out the hood, bro.
So scared right there. Like, they been going on for back. They knowing what nigga was on back then. Like, bro, nigga I used to lose my money, bro, and take my shit back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, them niggas be on, like, they always look at that nigga like, man, you can't trip, bro. Like, man, bro, got too much going on. We don't want no part of that. Like,
yeah.
Be around for protection, though, bro.
See, a lot of them niggas with envy Woody too. Like, and them niggas were mad because we was around Woody and we fought with Woody. So if Woody bust his gun, we bust down too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we were really get away. We were bullshitting because we supposed to be wipe them niggas out the hood. Like, from shooter to bull to all them, man, we supposed to be random niggas ass out the hood, bro. Like that serious, cause them niggas the one really be bringing them niggas ass over there, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like 90, like I been here, like my son be telling me, goddamn, he be sending niggas ass out there in the cut and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, man, nigga ass supposed to be white them niggas ass out, bro. Like that shit, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like that's why I say a nigga on some other shit, but they gotta be careful too, cause get away though, bro. If we ain't putting these folks on those shirts, Scarface, get away. These niggas keep that gang shit, but these niggas send us down through there, bro. They'll send these folks that up, bro.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Man, that's why I say a nigga got to be careful now. Like, well, I'm getting too old to keep coming back in this shit. I ain't coming back, boy. I'm getting too old. I ain't finna be old ass nigga, no fucking jail cell, boy.
Yeah. When you go to court, bro?
Man, I don't even know, bro. They just ride me, bro. Like, them folks got me feel like they don't lost my paperwork, bro.
Damn.
That's why I say, but see, they could that bitch ass nigga when it took a one out on me, bro, and that shit don't look good, cause, you know, get away though, you know, every time I come to jail, though, you know, this the only time I come to jail when a nigga goddamn took a one out on me.
Yeah.
This the only time I ever get locked up, bro. I don't get away, Scarface. I don't get locked up for the crime that I do out there. I don't get locked up for that, bro. I get locked up because a motherfucker either sent the bitch to go take out a one on me or a nigga took a one out on me, bro. That's the only time I come to jail.
Yeah.
Ain't no folk riding me and that shit don't look good though, you know what I'm saying? Them folk like, it be like the same scenario on pop somebody on DD and get with them folk like, I don't know, bro, but I think something good gonna come out, cause I ain't locked up for nobody, like they riding like I got it. I don't know, bro. I'm just living on faith, really, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like it's gonna be alright, bro. Like I feel like you been riding it long, like they had something that would have been to get the court gave.
Yeah, that's what I said too, right? And I don't think I've been more damn near going on 2.5 years, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just living on faith though, bro. I'm gonna let faith, whatever faith decide, bro. I'm rocking with it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rocking with it, man. Yeah, bro. What the hell Funk been talking about? He been goddamn, I know he's staying out the way and shit.
Yeah. I've been with him. I've been with his ass. Making
Yeah.
sure like I've been with his ass, making sure he's straight, man.
Yeah, they're right too. See, he gotta move a little better too though. Get what? When nigga get that money, get what nigga gotta do though? Nigga gotta start going to spend that money, send that shit out there so a nigga get that shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta do it. Man, they gotta do the right thing, bro. Get what? You know, I'm in the room with goddamn with Hell from Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Man, you know me and bro being that motherfucker mud about some little shit. We was just talking about goddamn we was just really talking about Spider, like how Charlotte got all these goddamn paper, but really letting these folks really just get the really ups on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way, bro. Like just being real, bro. Ain't no young nigga his age. Charlotte the richest young nigga in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. Ain't no nigga having more money than Charlotte, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, he age, hell no. Like, come on, bro. Nigga ain't having that much more money than Charlotte, bro. Charlotte supposed to be having that shit. Charlotte supposed to be cleaning that shit up, bro. Like, no, man, Charlotte supposed to be cleaning that shit up, bro.
Like, you just look, just see how it is now. Like, and then got some corny ass niggas, him, bro. When we was around him, bro, like, you know, we still gonna do, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna do it anyway, but like,
yeah.
You feel me? Like, man,
that shit ain't right though. That shit ain't right, bro. Like, that shit ain't right, cause look what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, look how many niggas look how many niggas that we be around that don't supposed to be gone right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for real, bro. Like, these folks don't supposed to be gone right. These are niggas that we know we gonna be with. You see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gotta speak on no name, but you know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like, no way in the fuck these folks gone. And these some niggas that we be around, like, bro, ain't no way in the fuck you let these folks get up on a nigga like that, bro.
Most definitely.
Like, come on, bro. Like, niggas lose, like, that shit crazy the way a nigga lose, and these niggas really laugh, like, these niggas smiling, cause they like, that's all they been waiting on. You see what I'm saying? Like, that shit crazy, bro, for a nigga be having that money like that and be really stingy with that shit, like, spread it, like, spend that shit, don't matter if you feel like you're gonna take a loss. You can't take a loss when you got money like you, nigga. You richest young nigga in the city.
Yeah.
Shit be crazy. That shit be get with. I ain't gonna like that shit get with. This is my opinion. I be really thinking y'all to be setting nigga ass up though, really, bro.
Who, bro?
Hell yeah.
Now the boy Miami Hill, boy.
Man, I'm trying. Hey, listen, man, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I be thinking that shit be a setup, bro. Like, y'all get so comfortable with a nigga ass. He just be want to, man, I can't explain because I really don't know, but Shawty be having nigga in them motherfuckers. You know, nigga be in the jail cell thinking all tight, like thinking outside the box, bro. Like, that shit be crazy, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Like, man, that shit crazy, bro. Knowing these folks mama crying and you ain't making these nigga mamas and dad cry, like, man, come on, bro. Like, that shit be wrong, bro. That shit be wrong. That's why it be what I said. I'm like, see, you talk to D, he like, yeah. I'm like, man, tell Sean Ellis phone. I just want to hear his voice. Make sure I just want to hear y'all niggas voice, cause y'all the niggas that I know, like y'all my little brothers, bro. Like, so when I know whenever I do get out, y'all be the one I call and be saying where y'all in and pull up. You see what I'm saying? Like y'all, like y'all niggas my close, like y'all niggas like, oh my, but see that way, y'all my little brothers, and I know that way, I know I still gotta do it to protect y'all, and then vice versa, because I see how y'all rock me, you know what I'm saying? So you, Ed, B, just name a few, y'all the one that I'm gonna call whenever I do touchdown, like y'all niggas be the one I'm gonna pull up on. Y'all, you see how I rock out there, bro? I don't be putting up on them other niggas ass, because I know these niggas they want to knock me out, bro.
No niggas, I know it, but like,
crazy, bro. That shit crazy, bro. And then he just holding my eye. I ain't even know that nigga y'all was signed TIG, boy. I ain't know that.
Man, but you'll never know, like, these niggas, bro, these niggas hit like
shit crazy. And he supposed to be, get with, I'm gonna add, bro, I'm gonna call Cole tonight, though, man. I'm out there word last night, see if he talk to that nigga, ask him what's up, shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that most definitely tonight. I pull up on you tonight. I'm gonna see what's up, shout out. I ain't talked to him since he been locked up. I wanna see what's up with him though.
Yeah.
The G-Bay 1 hour, boy. Man, he can't. He got whatever they do got going on. Get away, not just he got, but get away. G-Bay got to let that shit go too though, cause we ain't trying to lose nobody else. Like whatever they got going on, they got to squat that shit.
Yeah, listen to me, but like, yeah, shout out feel like, listen, I know, like. The whole city know about Grady. Like, man, he know home ain't bullshit. He don't listen to me, bro. He lit like you know, been some shit like that chill on my face. But like, I'm knowing he ain't going out by no hoe. And get what? Like, when bro just out, he with me every day. Like, I got in the hood. Like, ain't nobody gonna fuck with him while he out here. But like, I don't send shots out here because y'all do that. Now y'all whole more other shit.
Yeah, exactly. Most definitely right. You most definitely right. What the hell G-Baby locked up for?
He just maxed out. He just on the 7th floor with. He just maxed out April 1st, so he probably like on regular flow now. He was locked up. He went down the road for probation. Now he just finding some little bullshit.
Yeah, I think he on the 6th floor. I'm
on the 6th floor. I probably got to call that down.
Yeah, I can call it. I can find it. I'm gonna find out. So
who else I got a phone for?
On the 6th floor, you know, you got a little
just had a phone. I told that whole Miss G came in up, bro.
But what you talking about? You talking about Woo the little partner?
Yeah, that's my boy. I went who I brought bro around.
Oh, for real, y'all.
Yeah, Woo the guy. He in the back rocket. He was like, when he saying on me, he was like, well, I had to add like. What is?
Oh yeah, I was on Shaw the goddamn before I got online. I know you used to see on.
Yeah, man, that my boy, man. They got him fucked up though. Yeah, they got him fucked. He in the same dorm I was just in.
For real?
Yeah.
Look, yeah, you know little Bible up there. You know little Bible up there from.
When I was up there, you know, fuck with man.
I already know it, but yeah, they who goddamn, yeah, the nigga Lil B there, yeah, he up there.
Yeah.
I think football too though. Huh?
I was in Thundorn. He was over there like with the old folks.
Yeah, that nigga, he's still up there. I think he's signed on. I think he up there on.
Yeah, hit me later on, Fred. Let me know what's going on.
What you trying to get G-Baby? He ain't got no phone. You trying to get him online?
Yeah, no, I can tell the girl to call him. I was just saying like that call me.
Okay. I got you, little bro. Hey man, be safe out there, bro.
You already know that, bro.
I love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
All right.
So, Your Honor, just a couple things to address. On this call, when he's clarifying which Quay, because both Mr. Huey and Mr. Nichols go by that nickname. Some people call them Quay. And so he says not JBS Quay, Jonesboro South Quay, which is Defendant Huey, the one that got locked up with SB, and Defendant Nichols and Stillwell are both charged with the murder and locked up on the arrest warrants for the murder of Shamel Drinks. So he clarifies that, and also investigator Viverito, who is going to be introducing these wiretap calls, the ones that the court deems admissible, she will be explaining items like that.
Okay.
So the jury should not be confused about this specific who he is referring to.
All right.
In addition, Your Honor, the
All right, so
yes, Your
I'll
Honor.
overrule that 403 objection. Go ahead.
And Your Honor, familiarity with what is going on in different criminal street gangs, some that you're allied with, some that you have a problem with or commit violence against one another with, is intricately important. And so Demekion Garlington speaking with Capo Frank, again, this is after this protection of Miles Farley, a YSL member and also charged with the murder of Shamel Drinks. So this conversation, they touch about a lot of topics and understanding who has a problem with who, has implications both in prison, jail, and outside in the free world. And so it is and what happens is Demekion Garlington, and Wiretap, they play calls, they minimize calls, but in these calls, there's a telephone game that goes around. So information that Demekion learns, he has conversations both before and after this where they share information, and it's important to know information about what's going on in terms of criminal street gangs or street gang members, because if someone has a problem with you and you don't know about it, you can get shot. Or if you go to a certain location and you don't realize, you need to be well aware of what's going on. It's important for the criminal street gang conspiracy itself. And so there's a number of topics that they address, specifically where people are in the Fulton County Jail, because again, if problems arise, they need to know where people are so that they can either have protection or know who else is around them. Also, Your Honor, there is discussions about, there's a moment where Demekion Garland, they're discussing G-Baby, who is very close with Kenneth Copeland, and EI, who is Eric Kendrick from Mechanicsville, used to be 30 deep, and then I believe he rolled up or kind of transferred his gang allegiance to Goodfellas / PFK, Play for Keeps, which is a subset of Goodfellas. And so when they're discussing this, Demekion says, I told EI they had money on my head since 2015. And he says, and then the guys clarify, talking about EI, and he says, nah, Lucci. What he's referring to is Demekion Garlington. They had money on their head because of the murder of Donovan Thomas. So here you are in 2022, and Demekion Garlington is discussing, he references TIG records. These are the same TIG records that was discussed in the context of January 10th, 2015, that we currently are in terms of in the trial with the jury. And so all of these, it's important for Demekion Garlington and YSL Street Gang to know about and learn, because Franco Cap has a lot of information in the Fulton County Jail. And there's multiple members when this call is made that are locked up in the Fulton County Jail. And so all of this information is important to know both inside the jail and outside. So it furthers the conspiracy and it keeps abreast of the conspiracy. And that's why the state believes that it is admissible and relevant. And the statements, it provides cohesiveness and reassurances, because there's concerns if you're in the Fulton County Jail and someone's having violence begot to them and there's no protection. And so that is the state's response to the defense objections.
Okay, I'm going to overrule the relevance objections. You didn't address the one objection about bad character. Do you have anything to say about that?
Your Honor. And specifically, was it Mr. Sharp referencing bad character of defendant Stillwell?
Right.
And from my notes of this call, the references to, I don't believe that they reference defendant Stillwell exacting violence on anyone. So and Mr. Sharp, I have a lot of notes on this, and so I'm trying to find the specific part.
It's towards the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor. It was right before we stopped it the first time, and it wasn't reference specific violence. It was, it's gentleman, and I keep calling him this gentleman because I don't believe that to be this gentleman Frank that the state believes it to be, which potentially I would think that kind of takes care of all their arguments if they don't even know who this person is. I don't know how they can determine what conspiracies are being furthered or anything else. But in addition to that, it was a reference that this gentleman was making. It seems to me that he's in jail. And he was saying, I was just with Shannon in jail. He was on my floor, and then he left, and now he's right back with me again. That suggests that my client is repeatedly committing crimes and ending up in jail.
Okay,
So
if that's all it says, I mean, that could just mean he moved to another floor and now he's back. So if
Well,
it's
I
not
think-
more specific than that,
I think it says he got out and then came back, and he said, I'm disappointed, which would not be something that would typically be said by someone who switched dorms. But that's I have more general objections, but I guess I'll just wait. But specifically to that character objection, that's my argument.
okay, well, if it's nothing more than that, then I'm going to overrule that. So what else? Let me ask, is there any portion of this that is just chit chat that y'all don't need?
Your Honor, I have notes on the call, but my time hacks of, are not they're not in like 30 seconds. So I can take a close look and try to get as precise and exact on, given the length of this call, Your Honor.
Okay, I think everybody would appreciate that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I mean, there was some discussion about being able to spend money, if you were as rich as so-and-so. And I mean, unless there's something that is relevant to, goes to.
Your Honor, what I'll endeavor to do, and I don't ever like to write a check I can't cash, but given we have these days off, not days off, but days in court addressing motions, I would like to yes, Your Honor, I would like to endeavor to provide this to everyone so that we can address it ideally tomorrow or Friday, so I'm going to try my hardest to get that redaction, Your Honor.
Great, thank you. All right, so why don't we break for lunch right now, and then we'll come back. And we don't have a jury that we need to feed today, or give them time to eat. So it's 12:25 right now. Do we need a whole hour? Can we just take 45 minutes and try to get some more stuff done? 45 minutes, so 12:30. So why don't we be back and ready to go at 10 after 1? I think that's 45 minutes.